This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for Tuesday, March 4th, 2025. I'm Marek Mazurek. In less than 4 years of operation, the Deaconess Aquatic Center has attracted prominent events to Evansville and continues to draw high-profile events to the region. This spring, the venue near Garvin Park will host the Greater Indiana Masters Swimming Championship. Next year, the Aquatic Center will manage the NCAA Division II Men's and Women's Swimming and Diving Championships and the Central Zone 14 and Under Championship. The facility will also hold the NJCAA Swimming and Diving Championships in 2027. Brandon McClish, Executive Director of the Evansville Regional Sports Commission, is also seeking to host additional Division II or III conference championships.
I can't emphasize enough that the Deaconess Aquatic Center is continuing to make Evansville the championship city. The location we're centralized in a regional city with the airport, with interstates coming in is very nice as well.
McClish pointed out the venue hosted the Great Lakes Valley Conference meet each of the last 2 years. An aluminum products manufacturer is planning job cuts at its Lafayette operation. Pittsburgh-based Arconic confirmed to Inside Indiana Business that it is closing the tube mill department at the facility, which will result in the layoffs of around 160 employees. An Arconic spokesperson said in an email to IIB that the workforce reduction is the result of, quote, external market factors, end quote. The Lafayette facility makes aluminum extrusions for a variety of markets, including the automotive, aerospace, and commercial transportation industries. The spokesperson declined to specify the total number of employees at the Lafayette plant. In a WARN notice filed with the Indiana Department of Workforce Development, Arconic said the move will affect 163 workers, though the spokesperson said the exact number of infected employees is not currently known. The company said the layoffs are expected to be permanent, and the affected workers do have bumping rights and will receive undisclosed separation benefits. Layoffs are scheduled to begin on April 4th. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
Higher education funder Lumina Foundation is setting an ambitious goal as confidence in higher education decreases in the U.S., according to recent surveys. The Indianapolis-based private foundation's new goal announced Tuesday is for 75% of adults in the U.S. labor force to achieve a college degree or another educational credential that leads to economic prosperity by 2040. Since 2008, Lumina Foundation has worked to reach 60% post-high school educational attainment for working-age adults. That goal was slated to end in 2025. Currently, almost 55% of adults in the U.S. have a post-high school credential. In 2008, it was just 38%. Lumina Foundation CEO Jamie Merisotis called that increase, quote, one of the most significant but least recognized success stories in the last decade and a half. However, Lumina leaders worry about the public perception of the relevance, cost, and value of higher education. That's why the new goal is about measuring and working to increase the economic value of post-secondary education. Taft, Stintinius & Hollister LLP, the second largest law firm operating in Indianapolis, is expanding south and has announced a new merger with Florida-based law firm Mirachik Law. The latest merger goes into effect at the end of June and marks Taft's first venture into the Sunshine State. Mirachik Law is a litigation boutique firm based in West Palm Beach and brings an 18-lawyer trial team to Taft. Mirachik has handled several high-profile and complex civil litigation and arbitration cases in the Florida trial and appellate courts. Taft sought the merger because of the highly attractive market dynamics in West Palm Beach and the growing needs of Taft's clients to have a strategic beachhead in Florida. Managing partner at Taft, Robert Hicks, said, quote, "This is a very targeted move that positions Taft in one of Florida's most affluent markets so we can better serve our clients and corporate leaders who are spending more and more time doing business in the Sunshine State," end quote. And President Donald Trump launched a trade war Tuesday against America's three biggest trading partners, drawing immediate retaliation from Mexico, Canada, and China, and sending financial markets into a tailspin as the U.S. faced the threat of rekindled inflation and paralyzing uncertainty for business. Just after midnight, Trump imposed 25% taxes, otherwise called tariffs, on Mexican and Canadian imports, though he limited the levy to 10% on Canadian energy. Trump also doubled the tariff he slapped last month on Chinese products to 20%. St. Elmo's Steakhouse is an iconic indie destination, and Hughes Culinary CEO Craig Hughes is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC. A weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Mark Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.